they dig it up and then they sort of put the roofs upside down or something.
Yeah, put it on plastic, but then they still definitely
Yeah.
dig it up the next year.
Yeah.
And then on any kind of sizable patch, I mean, just the amount of work is, you know, astronomical.
Well, I put them in order of,
And this is the lowest bid.
I got 2.
You got what?
I have 2.
2?
Mm-hmm.
No, what's the,
2 bids.
yeah, what's the,
I mean,
So,
you guys
you got
say,
842, yeah, smaller.
I have Jedediah Randall for tree top equipment at $11.50 a ton. And then, Shane Elwell at $8.75 a ton.
875.
Yep.
What was the first one? 11?
$11.50. Hallstrom's at $8.25.
Which Hallstrom was that?
Stewart.
Yeah.
Barrett's Trucking at $8.42. Nick Pizzali at $10.50.
Is Stuart Hudson, does he used to work for Waitsfield, is that the guy?
Facein.
Oh, Facein, yeah.
That goes there. Who's COI is that? Gillespie's at $10 a ton.
One thing that's encouraging is the number of bids we have. Typically we get, what, 2 bids?
it's,
One or
yeah,
two.
it's 7, I think.
And this one, Melon Store. That doesn't sound right. Melon Stone. Adam Stone.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I was
that
going to
sounds
say.
It's so close together.
Well, I just wrote it on the top to make it easier.
It's my bad eyesight, don't worry. Adam Stone at 11 a ton.
Well, it seems, do you remember what we were at last year? Does anyone?
850,
850. And we were hoping to get 850 again.
and the one who did 850 last year went down a little bit,
Right to like
As well.
40,
which is a miracle with the fuel.
842. Right, yeah, that's right. That's why I was surprised. And then we've got 825. So Hallstrom,
Is there, did any of them have a fuel clause in there? 'Cause I know sometimes they'll put in a fuel.
Stewart turned his in before the fuel went up.
as I say, I think as long as they meet the requirements of the bid and there's no other cost, we probably go with a little bit, right?
Right.
It's just all money.
Correct, it's just dumping the material in the pile.
Well, it's true that they might come back and say,
Right, that's why I wasn't sure, there's a fuel.
Yeah, that's what she
clause.
said.
Right, well
I
then,
mean, it's the standard, they all just submitted, mark the standard little bid document,
Right.
yeah, but.
yeah, I mean, he could turn it down, right, and then we'd probably just go to the next
Right.
in line.
Let's go up to Barrett's.
Right,
Well, then that person might say the same thing, you know?
Then we go up to,
That
I
would
mean,
be
no,
fine.
so-
it's a shame.
No, but you know what I mean, any of them would, I mean, you should certainly understand it that people might wanna, say, I gotta put a little surcharge on there, but I didn't calculate the fuel double because of,
well, none of them are dated with,
Yeah.
none of them are, postmarked.
Well, it's gonna be over March, I think they're gonna use today, I think that we said.
Yeah, right, yeah.
So, there's gonna be free flow in the mail and everything else.
Yeah, hold your breath, Tom.
you do know, I tell you that in jest.
Oh, I know.
So
I said, hold your breath.
Yes, so I moved to take Halstrom's bid at $8.25 a ton.
Second that.
Any further more discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Cool.
All right. Fire department follow-up.
Last time we spoke, we talked about a few different things again. We were discussing the program for keeping inventory and such. I talked more with PS Tracks, and we're gonna get a demo from them. Per Callie's request, I did talk to Joe Staub at Berlin Fire Department. He's in a similar boat
Yeah.
as we are, and he also suggested a responder admin, which is another more fire department based program for doing that. So I've reached out to them, waiting to hear back. So it's just a couple options that I'm looking into, trying to figure out what's gonna make the most sense. I don't know if anything, I didn't look into NIMRIC, because I don't know anything about NIMRIC.
Sherwin's,
We did today.
I was gonna say, did you guys
Yeah.
have it or want?
The part for keeping the inventory for the fire department is not really going to be, a spreadsheet would work better because we don't have the capability of putting when the apparatus was, for example, bought like 5 years ago. We can't put that date, we can't backdate to know when that's gonna come up. So a spreadsheet for him. would be
So is that,
more
but
efficient.
with a spreadsheet, is that the only thing that gets it on that is just that you can't time it out or time out a piece of equipment, is that
Yeah.
Well, you can't backdate. Anything new.
anything?
Anything new going forward, we can do that, but the stuff that he has now is not gonna be able to go in and really work.
Could we put it
on the
in,
report.
could we put it in now with, like, the...
Like a 4.5 year date.
Right, so say it's like got a 10-year lifespan, or we're 6 years in, could we put it in with a 4-year time span from the day we put it in?
You
You
okay?
okay with that? To track it that way, is that possible? Or it's like, we put it in and it's got a 10-year lifespan and then, you know what I'm saying?
You
Like,
might be able to customize it, yeah.
Plus, I mean, it's not all that, I mean, I say how much is the remainder will be the remainder of your equipment, but, I mean, you guys probably are keeping track of it in back of your mind.
Absolutely, absolutely, not everything's like on a piece of paper, if you will, but.
So, I mean, you know,
have a
you're
general-
replacing it every 4 years, so I think it's good that you're looking at that software and look at the other one, and then you can kind of get together with them all and see, you know, what makes sense. And maybe you could, or we could arrange a time or something,
Or they could come in and
or
go.
they could come up and give us a quick
Yep.
demonstration or something.
Absolutely.
So that we, and then we can figure out, right, then actually talk to more Callie and Cheryl Lynn as well, and Callie use, because you're using the system, and say, all right, but what, the long term, what is best for this? So that we can all keep track of what the inventories are. So what I like about the NEMRIC though is we can do all our stuff.
Yeah, it's $1,795 to do it. We could do all our buildings and all the equipment.
All the tech throughout the whole town for that price?
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah, you just pay for the module.
wow. Okay.
annually?
Is that right?
No, just
No.
once to install it.
Yep.
The only other question I have with that, can NIMRIC be set up so that like I could have an access to that?
I did ask about that, and you can.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
That's-
you can even
Or
get,
on the cloud, so you can access it from there.
and you can get permissions to, all right, one person could change the inventory, because that's one of the things you don't want everyone going in
Right, right.
and change inventories, but it's probably more cumbersome to have someone in this office do it, but if you could do it, or the treasurer or someone like that,
Yeah.
but it can be tracked, and so there are ways to do that.
Okay,
And I would
that's
always
another-
ask
that was the
them
other
to
thing.
make sure that, so it's not cutting you out of anything, it's just we're trying to figure out
How to make it work best for everybody.
Right.
Absolutely, absolutely.
so that everyone has access, because
Absolutely, absolutely.
Do you have anybody in your team or in your volunteer fire department who can help you, or?
So,
Is there, you know,
the new
young
secretary
person?
this year has been kind of a godsend. She's the one that took all the raw data for the gear. We literally wrote it out. She, you know.
What's wrong with this?
Sydney Hatch.
So she can help you and take the lead on doing a lot of this?
Yeah, she's been really great so far. Because I asked her about, you know, making the spreadsheet that you guys got from, you know, our handwritten data. And she was able to do that in a timely manner. And she also has done a little bit of research on a different topic as far as we're changing banks. So she's done some research to figure out what's going to be the best bank for us, because our current bank is charging us maintenance fees, and we don't do enough stuff for the need for maintenance fees.
You guys should go back to that bank and tell them, you know, we should have those fees back.
I absolutely will.
You should, you know what, I would suggest is collaborate, reach out to our financial team, whatever we call
The
it.
finance.
The finance
Finance
committee.
committee.
Okay.
You know, I think, you know, for all departments, if we're doing things like that, hey, what do you think of this? I mean,
Yeah.
you know, do the stuff that you're doing, get the information, and then just, hey, can I get 5 minutes? And one of the guys on there, or the gals, or whatever, just say, can you guys take a look
What
at
do you
this?
think of this, these terms kind of thing?
And it sounds like it's a fairly simple accounts that you're looking at.
Yeah, absolutely.
You want to make sure that, we're just another set of eyes that does that all the time.
Yep.
Probably point out something that you or I would miss.
Talk to our contact at Norfolk Savings too, she's been really good to us.
Yep. And we, Northfield Savings is on the list of 2 banks that we're looking at. Both of them don't have maintenance charges, which is the same. They're both fairly local, which is also.
Yeah, who do we use, what's her name?
Megan Sissy,
Megan Sissio.
she's
Okay.
really
Can
good.
you give me her
Yeah.
contact, just so I kind of
Yeah.
reach out? She's gonna be the one to contact with them to get the better information also.
I think she just moved up.
In the bank. Even better.
Yeah, exactly.
Friends are behind quick.
Right,
Yeah, she
exactly.
just moved up. It's Kate.
And then the other thing we had discussed is the 4 sets of fire gear.
Yeah.
I did bring with me, I was able to get 2 quotes back for them, so I did bring them with me to share with the board. They have some numbers.
Put about 5,000 apiece. This is a little bit under half.
Yeah, and that's historically who we've used, Reynolds and Sons, is historically who we've been using. They're based out of Barry, and they've been good to us. And they use Fire Next gear, which is, you know, one of the top brands out there. So they've been good to us, and if I had a say, my thing would be the little bitter of Reynolds. And that's what our current gear is as well, so it's, you know, keeping what we have.
Well, it was approved that the latest 2 sets are at town meeting in the previous, from the years before, so I think, seeing like the open bid, I don't know if there's, we'd probably just go with the Reynolds, right? Was that what it was? It was Reynolds. It was
Reynolds and Sons, yeah. For the 18,000 something.
Yeah, like relative available, I mean, you know.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lead time of, they say, up to 6 weeks. Both of them are same ballpark. I don't know if it would take that long, but compared to, you know, a year plus, we're certain.
So what do you have the sizes? What do you do with the sizes?
So once we get the okay, whoever we pick comes in and sizes the people we're gonna get gear.
Well, okay. Do you have people that picked up? Maybe?
I do have people that pick that. I'm getting one of them this time. I know, selfish, but my gear is run out, so as
Or
long
not
as,
good.
we'll get it along
Some of your kids,
with,
huh?
along with a few others, and, you know, I'll feel a lot better with this round, getting people into, you know, new and
Yeah.
in-date gear.
People that are going in the.
Going inside the buildings, yep, that's how I prioritize the people who are gonna go
That's
inside.
how I was thinking, I was hoping that.
Yeah, that is the main thing, and I might be the chief, but I still do, am certified and can go inside, so I
I think it's.
try to keep myself safe too.
Cool. So I move we go ahead and accept the bid for rentals for $18,640.15 for the 4 term years.
15.6 what?
Come on, 18,642.15.
Wow, that is a very specific number.
That's the sound of our budget numbers.
I'll second that.
Any more discussion? So, I mean, we can vote on it, but it's not a vote because it's not warned.
Well, that's right.
So we can vote on it and ratify it at the next meeting.
Could it be
or-
something, just a thought, can we vote on it? Or like you folks vote on it, you know, pending approval of it at the next meeting kind of thing? So that it, because obviously he'll start ordering stuff.
Well, I'm just curious, why do you think we should not,
Because it's not warned.
well, it's fire department follow-up,
Yeah, but there's nothing in there, it's not.
but it's follow-up that we were following
It's
up
follow
on,
on our discussion,
which is.
but that's a new thing.
It was already voted on at town meeting though, just like the loader.
It's not on the agenda. So if someone had an issue, wanted to come in and discuss on it, and you move and make a decision on something that's not warned,
Well, do we always, in one, we're gonna vote on something?
you absolutely should.
I can't remember.
No, no, no.
Oh, sorry. No,
You should.
I'm just here for.
You should.
Well, it's like we have open sand bits, but
Yeah.
it doesn't, we don't say we're going to,
Well, that's the bids, that's, there, I mean, and it's fine with me, but if someone comes in and puts it in with open meeting law,
I don't know what we've done before in the past, and
no, I think it's,
we've sort of approved things in the past like this, but maybe, I don't know, could, maybe.
Well, we could, before you got here, we were talking about maybe having a, like, special meeting that we just zoom in for about the loader, and Stephanie can fill you in, so if that's the case, then maybe we just do them both over Zoom to get them all moving. I don't know.
I don't know.
I can't counter Callie's opinion at all, so I'm just not trying to, just saying, if we're gonna do that for the loader, we can just add this to it too.
I mean, it's fine, I mean, just because things are always done a certain way doesn't mean that's how they should be done, but
No,
when you've been dealing with open meeting law complaints because somebody doesn't like things and you come back and you have to go through the whole process of ratifying things and they nitpick everything.
no, I'm fine to wait, but I think maybe we should probably get some, I know they have a lot of, VLCT has things on open meetings, so maybe we should spend a little time doing it, but, because I don't think there'd be any issue with it, but if that's where you're more comfortable with that,
I mean, it's fine with me, but I just know what it looks like on the other side of those open meeting law complaints, because we've had.
And another part of this is I'm gonna need direction on where you guys want the monies
right.
taken from, so that might have to be part of the motion for later,
All right.
for Sherwin's benefit.
Yeah,
If we're financing or taking it from capital budget or.
yeah, in fact, I'd ask her to check into that, to be honest with you, so we can wait, we can do it, we can zoom in later this week or beginning of next week, and just do it.
Would you like me to bring you up to what I kind of spoke with them about the loader?
Sure, though, we decided to wait.
Yeah, like we started having a conversation, we were talking about not being able to vote on
We
it.
wanted to wait for you and Sam to hear about the
All
loader.
right, well, let's hear about the loan. So go ahead
And
and
take it from the top.
Okay.
So I'll withdraw my motion.
Maybe fill Sam in for a hot second. 'cause
Absolutely. So,
backstory.
our current loader, it's a 2007. It's been around, it's been a great machine for us. It's really starting to show its wear and tear. Most of the pins on the bucket are starting to get sloppy, and the bucket itself is getting thin from digging into so much aggregate over the years. So that's why we asked for a new loader this year. And then that brings us to where we are. Martin tasked me with getting quotes from many manufacturers, so obviously we had our quotes we needed. And I went with that and basically told them what we were looking for, what it needed to have, what needed to be part of the deal. And they all came back with numbers, and they're close as far as apples to apples. There's a couple different ones that have just a couple side things that are slightly different, wouldn't be the end of the world for us, but are a little different. And going through it, John Deere had fairly low numbers. They spent a little more time trying to make it work for us, so they gave us quotes on a few different machines. If we ordered a machine, it would be here at the end of June, with the caveat that they would rent us a machine for 50 hours at no cost, and then $50 an hour above 50 hours until that machine comes to us, the new one that we would order. They have a machine on the ground in Pennsylvania that they can get in. It just has a couple add-ons. It's already on the ground, so we didn't get to spec it. So it's a couple add-ons higher, and it's just over $1,000 more, but we can have it in a week. And then they also have a machine with 115 hours on it sitting in their yard, but it pushed snow all winter in a salted parking lot, so it's kind of got that working against it already, but it's less money again. And then we also got quotes for Cat, Case, and Komatsu. And with the numbers and the way it all worked out, no matter what choice we make with John Deere, it is the low bid and what makes the most sense for us. Our current loader is a John Deere, and this would be, continuing with them. They've had good service for us. They have fairly local in Williston to get parts and such from. And so that's Martin wanted me to kind of bring that and tell you, our loader's not in the best of condition, so sooner than later we really need to, whether we rent a machine or do something, we're very close to, losing the value of that machine, and we've been holding back on doing a lot of the spring cleanup and such because we don't want to wreck the machine. That's kind of.
I mean, wreck it in terms of being even a trade or anything.
I could significantly drop the trade-in value of it.
I'm just nervous.
What's that?
If the bucket's not attached.
Correct, yeah, that's, or if it's or if we deliver in the back of a dump truck.
It's just, and then going out on the, some roads 5 miles from here. and it's
Right, and
like-
having an issue.
Yeah.
So just that kind of thing. I can read through some numbers. Sasha has the actual
Do you know
bids.
which one is?
Yeah, can you just bring one or pass them over?
So which one is Martin for the road crews vote, just so we know?
So from talking to Martin this morning, he was either end of June units are the one we would order, or the one on the ground in Pennsylvania. He's not really that interested in a machine that comes with hours and is kind of a transmitter to sell all winter. Because, a rental machine like that, let's be real, rentals, you don't treat it quite the same as you treat something of yours.
The one in PA, do we have to pay the trucking costs on top of the price?
It is included in the price, along with getting the snow tires that we very specifically asked for, and the rear fenders, that's all included. And in the back of that quote is the email attached saying those things are included.
And then same with, if we get the one that shows up in June, do we pay trucking costs on the rental? Or do they?
So the
Just because trucking's gone up quite a bit.
Right,
So I
yeah.
asked for the one in PA because
Yeah.
Someone just told me this morning they got a piece of equipment delivered from West Virginia and it was like $8,500.
Yep, so he was able to factor that in with the bid and same with the rental.
Okay.
So, you know, he's trying to work with us.
Yep.
The other dealers, some of them were better about getting a hold of us, but they didn't have a lot of, they didn't bring up any options.
Yeah.
And most of them are at least June before you can see the machine, so it's not, you know, it's not like if we go with a different piece of equipment, spend a little more money, we can get it sooner. Because that's not the case.
Right.
So we, you know, kind of went through that and
Did you get any, Justin, you have your trade allowance, what kind of discount are you getting on the purchase, and what are you actually getting for the trade?
So they all did trade-in stuff, and we told them we might obviously go somewhere else. You know, as far as getting rid of it, we weren't sure if we were gonna try to flat sale it out. But like, Deere's offering $33,000 for trade-in,
Right,
and Cat is $30,000.
right.
And you have 31.4 from Case, and then 40,000 from Komatsu for trade-in.
So what are they offering you for a cash price on the loader?
On the loader, it's the, they offered what was, pre the 33,000. The number pre that is what they were willing to do with
So
it.
there's no discount on it at all?
No, not that they, you know, because I explained to them that, you know, what's the price without the trade-in versus the price with the trade-in? They said, you just subtract the trade-in, is how they worded it.
Yes, it doesn't seem right that you can't do it.
A deal by doing it that way, I don't disagree with you.
And everyone.
Well, they offered the rental,
Yeah.
they offered the 50-hour rental, maybe that's part of it. You know, for free, you know, I mean.
I mean, no, that's nice, but I think,
Well, that's a cost, they gotta bring it to us and.
no, I think that's like.
No, I'm just saying, you know.
I think typically you want that separated out, so you know, am I getting a discount on this or not?
Right, no, I understand that. And basically they aren't, the way they all described it to me, it wasn't just deer, cat, was basically, they're all doing us a favor by giving us a trade-in number to take our machines away. Because they're not, according to all of them, they're not making much of anything on the trade. Which seems to make sense because they're all fairly close in their trade allowance.
But we're a repeat customer, we should be getting something.
Absolutely.
In other words, what we're trading is not worth very much.
That's what they said.
Seems to be that way.
Well,
And
it's
it's
about
not
falling
work.
apart, you guys
Right.
don't want anything that's not
It's not
working out
working
right.
for us, it's not gonna, if someone else who takes it, it's not gonna have to.
And then,
spend some
like,
money.
like when I was in the garage while we were talking, like, what do you guys think we could get if we try to sell it?
Honestly,
Like not trade it.
we were surprised
At that number.
We were surprised. We thought half that, to be honest.
So you thought a private sale would be what they want to give us for a trade?
Perhaps, like,
Yeah.
we're thinking like, you know, tire kicker said and done, maybe 20 grand. I mean, they have to do a lot of pinning and pushing
Right.
to make it really do anything for them.
Yeah.
Maybe even change the bucket.
And that was, that's, I don't know how much, we did look up how much a bucket was a couple of years back, and I don't remember the price, but
It's like 12 grand or something.
something along those lines. So, you know, it certainly,
What's the total on the one that you guys want with the trade gone? Or with the
so you have the one that we would order,
182, 524, and then there's 183, 944, so I'm assuming that one is the one that's in Pennsylvania, that's
Correct.
that's not our money.
Yep.
So there's, oh, what is that?
And all of the options were under the 220.
So what's the difference on the, you said it had a couple of extra things?
It's a few little things. One's a chrome exhaust stack, and it has a backup camera setup that is 3 cameras instead of 1, it'd be full 360 degrees behind you, which isn't a bad thing, especially on a pit, right? For safety, it's actually really great, up.
That's good, yeah. The
And that's-
chrome curved stack, I didn't see here.
Yeah, I know it's really, I looked through it, and I was like, oh, okay.
Well, it's got the good stereo system there too, right?
Oh, yeah, blows all the way around.
So if we get, so the one in PA is a little more, I guess if we order the other one, we get the free rental for 50 hours. If we don't get it till the end of June, how many hours, like, would you guys expect we put on it then? Because then if we're spending,
Well, that's the thing, we're not, really sure. Obviously, it's, power meter of the machine, and we do have all the spring cleanup to do. A lot of, material to move around a bit, depending on when they start hauling our sand, we'll have to move all the sand, so it's really hard telling. If we'd stay under that 50 or if we go way over.
so maybe we pay for like 20 hours or another 50 hours or unknown?
Kind
If we're
of,
paying for 50 hours, then we're already over the savings. Like you said, it's only $1,400, so that's only 20, that's like, what, 30 hours or whatever? Or yeah, 30 hours. So if we thought we were gonna hit 80 hours in
And
that time frame, then it would only make sense to buy the slightly more expensive one. Because then we'd have it sooner and then we'd be ahead if we, I'm not saying but if that seems like a reasonable number, because late June, so the one in PA would be here like in a week or two, right? So then that's like May, you said end of June?
end of June is what he's
So that's like-
projecting.
So that's like 2.5 months.
And, I don't know, like, it's hard to tell with the loader, because, it's something you use almost every day, to lift something, move something.
Right.
So 10 weeks, we're talking 10 weeks,
So 8 hours a week.
and let's say how many hours in,
Maybe 10, we'll say, maybe figure 10 hours a week.
okay, so that's 80 hours.
Right, so that would make more sense.
That's starting next week or whatever. Well, it wouldn't be here for it's 7 weeks that it'll finally it'll be here. It's not this week,
Right.
it probably won't be here next week, but the following week, right?
As far as,
Getting the order and the one they're gonna let you use.
right, I don't know, right, you have to put it in the
The week of
order.
the 20th, so that's 2 weeks in April, 4 weeks in May, and, it's still 10
It's
weeks.
still 10 weeks, yeah. So yeah, I think if you guys thought that you were gonna do more than 80 hours in 10 weeks, then we should buy the one that's with the chrome stack. Because we'd be ahead, very modestly, but we'd be ahead, but only, modestly, but.
By $1,400.
Right.
That's the difference, and it's a brand new one though.
Yes.
Well, that's another benefit than the other one, right? The other one's,
No. There was one that's
Yeah.
technically less, but
no, but the one that's $1,400 left, that's new too.
Yeah, that's
Okay, sorry.
Both are new, one would have to be built, and one is built on the ground.
What's the warranty, like 1,000 hours on it? Like, just curious.
They have, it's the same warranty on both of the new units. There we go. It is 3,000 hours, 72 months.
Yeah, so 11 months.
But as I'm looking at it, that's a better warranty. That's a unit that's $1,400 more. The one that is we have to build is 3,000 hours, 60 months.
there's a different warranty on
That's not right.
it. That can't be right.
Well, one is currently on the ground, one still has to be built, so maybe they have a different warranty schedule for that.
Can I see that? That's odd.
That's not right.
What, can I ask you, what is we have already said this, what is, when Martin vote for?
Martin would be equally happy
With either one of
with
those?
either one of those. He just doesn't think that we should go with something that, has been in the salt. And Deere seems to be the low bidder, and,
It's a company.
they're a well reputable company.
That's what we have.
Yeah.
I mean, the difference, that's a year.
Because we're gonna run out of years before
Most likely.
Yeah.
That all depends on.
Well, maybe that
But how
would,
many hours on the current machine? Like only like not even 10,000, right?
No, no.
That's what I mean, so on the warranty,
The year.
yeah, we'll hit the year mark before we hit the hour mark.
Right.
Yeah. That's interesting. I don't know whether it was a mistake on one or the other.
yeah, it would be, you could probably call and just get a clarification from them on that, right?
Absolutely. I can probably text her right now in 5 minutes to get back to me.
And actually tell them it's gonna be a problem.
Well, first, let's take that decision right out for a moment. Of the two, what's everyone thinking?
Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I think it makes more sense.
I mean, yes, it's a little bit more money, but given where the pit is, and having the extra backup cameras, I mean, that $1,400, I mean, the amount of people in and out of there in the summer, and people moving around, it's an accident waiting to happen, and not anyone's fault, but just having that added assurance for them with having the cameras and really covering the blind spots, that's worth the extra $1,400, because
Your
one
insurance
insurance
claim.
claim is gonna be $1,000 right there.
Yeah, no, and I think probably you have it here around the 72 months, you know. The warranty on paper looks better, but I think there's probably something wrong with that, who knows, so there may be, because this machine, how long has this machine been sitting? Or no, it's gonna be new, so that's, yeah, it's true.
Right.
Yeah, I like the PA one, because, and with the chrome muffler.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's gonna be like a picture, isn't it? It's just gonna be a chrome stack on the wall someday at the shop.
So, we have all the information. We can set a time. In the meantime, we have Sherilyn look into financing. She's been waiting for, I asked her as well. So she gets that, she can't, but she figures it would be like 2 weeks max. So if she has that tomorrow, she can reach out to the banks and see what's out there.
Or you're gonna confirm the warranty thing?
Yes.
Yeah, just so then.
Well, that, you know what, if we're thinking
PA.
the PA, you know what, I wouldn't.
Oh, the PA was the longer one?
PA was
Oh, okay,
the
oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't
that's
even-
fine.
Maybe that's-
Keep it there.
Right. He's done it.
Right.
Yeah,
And then we can, if we have any questions between now and whenever we decide to get together again, we can,
The fourth one,
yeah.
well, that's our next meeting.
Yeah, I was thinking probably, that's what's a good morning for everyone to get to, you know, I'm dying early and for 10 minutes or 3 minutes, and we just need it at minimum.
That, the loader and the sand.
Right.
I can do whatever, basically.
Yeah.
No, same with your morning schedule.
I mean, like early, like pre-9 a.m.?
Yeah.
Yeah, any day is fine.
It's value too.
Yeah.
I can't do this Wednesday at 8 o'clock, but otherwise.
How about either Friday or Monday, it's people's thinking.
You're talking about like by Zoom?
Yeah, not just, I'll come in, or one of us will be in here, and do it. In case someone wants to come in, it'll be worn that way, just in case someone wants to, comes in and wants to.
Yeah, I can come in too. Mike's probably here too, because he's dropping his kids off, so.
So what time does that work for dropping the kids off? So
That's like 7:30, but we can do 8 o'clock if that didn't work for you.
7:30 works good for me.
Yeah, I'm here that anyway too.
All right, good. So we all.
We do Friday instead of Monday?
Yeah.
By request.
Yep.
Yeah, fine, I can pop down too.
Well, it'll be a regular coffee meeting here.
Well, Callie's gonna be zooming in. Yeah.
I will be from my office.
Right.
All right, so we can do that for.
Friday at 7:30, this Friday, right?
This Friday, 7:30.
10.
Loader, sand bids, and do you want me to turn out gear as well?
Yeah.
Well, it should be just,
Yeah, the three things that it's the turnout gear and the log. All right.
And the $5,000 raise, we're all gonna
Slip that right in there. All right, Kelly, move this on.
All right, reports and communication.
Stephanie.
Thank you.
I'm not going anywhere. I'll stick around.
I have, there's 2 stacks there of 3 warrants, a stack of overloads. I have, the agreement for reappraisal, so we can get on their agenda for getting reappraisals done because the sales that are coming in are still COVID prices, so that's gonna happen quicker than it did last time. So there's that.
So that's, Sam, in case you're kind of on this, I think it's worth, make sure our common level of appraisal stays at 100% or over 100% with all these places selling for more than what they're on currently appraised for. That's what throws us up. And so this is like 4 or 5 years from now, right?
Yeah, last time it was like overtime.
Yeah, and so in order to, there's only 2, but really one that does appraisals like this. And so this enables us to get on the schedule, and that's what saved us actually, or has saved us now in the last couple of years, because we were able to do a reappraisal there right after COVID, and other towns, we want to do it, but there was no one to do it. And I think we signed that agreement 4 or 5 years as well, so it's forward thinking, and I think this is a good idea to go ahead and do that.
Yeah, because, I mean, and a little history is that the town, we used to have volunteers really in town who were doing appraisals, basically, right?
Right.
And so it was got to be way more than a couple of volunteers could do.
Right. And we always have come in and done professional appraisals, but again, it's a matter of the economy and the real estate segment, so we need to keep up with it and try to keep our tax rate at a reasonable level. So how much, did he actually give value on that?
Oh, that I didn't look actually.
So, these are not cheap, and that's why we've got,
Last time it was.
how much money do we have in the reappraisal?
That I don't know. I know we get some from the state. We get a lot of some from the state.
All right.
Sherman did leave the budget for you guys for March.
So this here, just I'll run over the cost of reappraisal. The total cost of reappraisal will be $110,640. This includes inspections of all property, data entry, sales analysis, and the development of schedules incorporated into the computer-assisted mass appraisal system, digital pictures, informal grievance, and board of civil authority hearings. This will also include asset services during the reappraisal. These rates are based on a parcel count of 942 parcels, which does not include exempt properties. Beyond that, the parcels will be charged at $100 per parcel. Hearings requested beyond BCA hearings will be billed at $150 per hour. Payment schedule. Payment will be monthly. It will be a monthly rate of $4,610 for a period of 24 months, beginning in July of 29. So, 26 now, so that's the beginning of 29. We'll have that payment for 2 years.
So we had that done in 2020, right? 2021?
4.
Was it 24? That someone that came
It was
to my
completed
house?
in 24.
What?
It was completed in 24.
Oh, yeah, so someone I would think came to my house in 23 or 22 or something like that.
Well, it's a couple of
It's
years.
a 2-year.
Yeah, right, no, I understand, so the next time someone will start to come, it'll be
Probably 29.
29 or 30 or
30,
something,
yeah,
yeah,
right,
right. So it's every 10 years, basically.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll go ahead and move to accept the reappraisal agreement with Nemrick for $110,640.
Yep, second the motion.
Any more discussion?
I guess the only thing I'd say is this is who we've used before.
Right.
And it's also very hard, difficult to even find appraisers, you know, as you mentioned at the top of the conversation, so yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like they don't have a choice.
Yeah, that's basically, yeah.
But you know what, I think they, even the monopoly they have, and I'll call it that, they treat us fairly. They do a good job, and they're always here. If you have questions, I know I've had, a lot of people call me with questions, I just call them, they help you out, so they're a good
firm.
Yeah.
I have a very aged system.
What's that?
We're running on a very aged system now.
Yeah. But is there anyone around replacing it, or is there something like coming up that's?
So VG Pi was in the works to replace for like tax billing and
Nothing.
nothing. And I mean, that was like 2023, we were talking about, oh, in 24 or 25, we're gonna have VG Pi.
Yeah, I know, I looked into it when last time we were doing it, because I thought there's gotta be more options out there, and there really isn't. And there didn't seem to be anything, that's when you're in that world and you're not seeing anyone developing anything.
No. Okay. All in favor?
I have a Waterbury fire contract to be approved. And then this is,
Now, is this the group,
Sorry.
that he was gonna come in and give us a presentation or something?
no, that's the ambulance.
That's the answer.
If I remember correctly, the fire department, Phil Shepard, the old town manager, came in a few years back and discussed the payment schedule with that, like what the interest going up would be, and that, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it's $3,889, and the fee is based on, the payment of $3,889 is based on the fee for the prior with an inflationary addition. Move to accept the fire protection contract with the town of Waterbury.
So can I just get a quick overview on what this is for? Trash, we got up there.
Yeah, so on the Route 2 side of Moretown, the state has kind of set up coverage areas for fire departments based on location and their proximity to it. And Waterbury Fire is closer to the Route 2 side of Moretown, so they cover all of the Route 2 side of Moretown for us for the fee given. And I think it's a fair fee.
Yeah, it seems, especially based on what, I mean, we just spent $400,000 on a fire truck.
Right.
And so Sam, you'll see that we have similar agreements with ambulance, with Waterbury, Montpelier, and Waitsfield for the different parts of town. We don't have more on ambulance. That's how it is based on per capita.
And we charge Duxbury for services because they don't have a fire department.
So we have a portion of it.
And you, on that, we went up last year, didn't we?
Yes.
Yeah. Which is fair, we hadn't raised that.
Yeah, it had been like 3 or 4 years since we raised it, and then prior to that, we hadn't raised it in like 10 plus years.
Right.
So it was on the correct schedule. They just asked if we ever have a plan to do it again, that we give them a little more notice. We just kind of threw it at them, and they summoned me in to speak to it. They just asked that in the future if we want to do it, we come to them.
Which is turn their budgets into the same type of thing.
Exactly, absolutely.
Make an appointment with them and say, come in and discuss it, and then we should know what's going on.
Well, when they get the...
At least that's the feeling I get when they
Yeah.
get on our agendas.
How does that play out? Do we have anything going in Northfield? How do we do money sharing in Northfield?
Compliment or Berlin.
Why you don't like that?
Because we don't cover So Northfield covers to the top of Moretown Mountain Road, to the top of the hill. And then Middlesex Fire covers up Jones Brook, along with Berlin, as well as us. It's kind of a group.
Yeah.
That area is such a odd
Right,
area.
but you help them as well. We help.
Well, yes, we have a mutual aid agreement with 26 towns in our capital fire mutual aid.
And I see that president on the interstate can be past the Moretown fire truck, so I know we're out somewhere.
Yep, absolutely.
Unless you guys are out just riding.
Oh, we just roll along, trying to get the miles on.
Yeah.
We certainly, it's a great mutual aid system we have. Everybody in the system is very lucky that we have the system we have. For mutual aid.
I was just curious, that's all.
Yep.
Is there a second on that motion?
Sure, a second. Yeah.
I think,
I thought I might do, but it doesn't matter.
Any further discussion?
no.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I have the town meeting minutes for Tom to sign.
So I don't want to take a look at that and make sure they're full set for them.
Well, can we look at this and sign it at the next meeting? maybe,
It's
or
just
something?
one, it's just the chair needs to sign it, that's just
Formality or?
formality.
Okay.
The next thing I have is a form that was missed with the annual financial statement that I have to send to AOT. And the paperwork I had last week, I didn't have this one in it.
Is that when you sign all of this?
The bridge standards.
I'll see what I got.
Anything else?
So,
These I just need in the, Sharon needs in minutes. She needs to have permission, either her or I, if she's not available for the buyouts, on Route 2, to be a signing person for the town.
That seems reasonable. I said that seems reasonable. Motion. I move to accept or to appoint Sherilyn or Sasha the signing agent for the town for the FEMA buyouts.
Second motion.
Okay. Any more discussion?
That's all happening fairly quick now, right?
One of them is closing in 2 weeks.
So, and then, I'll ask Charlie's question, I don't know if you know, do they start demolishing the places
I don't
immediately?
know, I think that's gonna be a Carol thing. It's a shame to see stuff to be able to be given to like Habitat for Humanity or something.
Okay, you would think that it would
And
be,
that mobile home, I mean, it should be taken out of there. Somebody could have a decent home. It's kind of sad to,
yeah,
Because you ask if like,
she's trying,
you
she's,
know, because there's whatever those companies are, deconstruction companies, you know.
you can't sell them, you can't sell any of the stuff for any kind of profit, but you can donate it to
Right.
something.
I'd be happy to give it away, or
Yeah.
either right or the landfill, and perhaps potentially help somebody.
Maybe you should just put up like a free sign and, you know, people come and take a house away before the federal excavator gets there. Then.
I'm sure there's something with FEMA.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah, but it's to your point, it is like, right, like even just windows and doors if they're not ruined.
Heating systems and
Right, yeah.
shit.
Yeah, we have those, and you can't do anything with the land either.
And depending on the schedule for deconstruction, that could be a potential quick fire department training facility for, however long it takes till it's completely torn down. Just give us a space to use for training. Not to burn it down, not talking about burning it down, just using it.
Oh, going in and
In and out, search and rescue, out the windows, putting ladders on the side of it, that whole
eventually going? Do we know?
Probably 7 or 8.
I think there's like 10.
That's gone through. There's a few people are still on the fence.
Yeah.
It's over $1 million coming out of our grand list.
No, it's, the whole thing is, it's just too bad.
I wonder if something like that, one of them could be left standing for the fire department.
Could become a,
For ongoing training.
for ongoing training.
Yeah, almost over on it.
Yeah, and they have to be green space. You
Yeah,
can't have any structures, like you can't even put like, I'm pretty sure we looked into it at one point, you can't even put like a dugout on them.
I think the most you can do is like a bench, you know, like,
Yeah.
have the same.
So there is
Tree planting for a river, you know, repairing,
Right, yeah, we get Friends of Mad River.
Yeah.
there is ongoing,
Friends of Winooski, whatever.
there is something going on with the planning commission. Karen has been working with a couple of different organizations, environmental organizations, to, you know, make trails or do some things out there. So there are things being talked about, what can be done, and there's, you know, we're trying to find, just first, is there anyone willing to take over these spaces that are conservation and or,
Well, yeah, there's,
Chelsea,
right, something like that, and there is an interest there that I wish I had my memories better, but what organization, because it's like a national thing, you know, they're looking at putting trails in there.
yeah, it's not VNRC, but yeah, there is like an organization that owns a bunch of random parcels on rivers for public river access.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And so they're, I'm sorry, I just,
yeah, Carol asked me to, when the planning commission, we're gonna take him over to help out with that.
yeah.
But yeah, it's happening obviously, so.
So, you know, hopefully they'll do something with them, because right now, the one space that we have over there is that little park, and that's, you know, inhabited by homeless people a lot of times. And that's, in fact, Larry, Westover, who lives right next to it, I had a conversation with him because I was at his house the last month visiting him. He has a nice house.
Yeah, he's still, I thought he had moved out.
Yeah.
Okay.
And,
It is, it's a nice little spot.
and he's got a great garage, he's got a lift in there, his car, and I said, what are you doing? He'd like to stay there, but he said, the only time, the problem that I have with homeless people is that I wake up every once in a while, they're in the house, and they're around. He says, I'm moving more because of that than the flooding.
Really? Yeah, recently, I thought that got shut down though.
Oh, it has, and then they show back up, and you'll see there's an RV that's been going
The root.
the route, because they can only stay at parking ride for so many days. Ryan, I want to bring this up, I've been waiting to bring this up forever. We should get some no camping, no littering, no something signs for here, because technically as of now, they can park their RV in here. We don't really want to see that
Well, that's
happen.
what we've been using that new loader of ours.
Yes, yeah, agreed.
I'd be driving it if we got to it. We would be
That's a
that.
sad problem.
It is a horrible problem.
Right.
You know, I have empathy for people, unhoused people, you know, but,
Yeah, it's tough.
so that's an issue over there, so I hope that we don't run into that with all this free space that we're freeing up. All right.
Anything else? None? All in favor, say aye.
Which is for that,
The signing,
what?
the signing,
The signing of the,
FEMA
what's
riots.
like,
Oh, yeah.
yep. Valley for renewal, is this right?
Just a quick peruse through that, the only, you know, it's like Sasha just said, it's basically just follows up the discussions, but it did make me think about, did anybody ever talk to Craig Eilers about that article? I think it's 4 or 5, with the 4%, which was 8% the year before. Did anybody follow up with that?
He brought it up to the office, but he's missed the deadline for appealing.
Oh, it could have been appealed?
Yeah, 30 days.
Well, that's,
Yeah. Did he was informed about it though? He came here and talked to you guys about it?
he asked me to look into it, but he could call the LCT too.
Well, no, I'm sure he could have done a lot of stuff, but I just was wondering if he, I didn't know if he was notified right after the vote or anything. I think,
He was there, he must
He
have.
was there, Cheryl had a conversation with him.
oh, okay.
I feel like the only person that caught it is Steve McGill.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody, yeah, it didn't get caught to the end of the meeting there almost, so I think Craig had left. But I think I either emailed Craig or texted him. I didn't know that he could have done anything, but I don't know if he
Yeah.
did, but.
Well, I think there's no need to,
Yeah,
but, you know, I think we talked about that. It was in place to make sure next year,
yeah,
the warning is a little tighter than it was.
what happened, right?
Sherilyn had a liquor license, she got council's approval on, she just needed it written in the minutes that Farmhouse Flowers had approval for a liquor license.
We have to go out, that's just something saying.
Yeah.
Her note on here is Tom's sign, project commitment form on 3/31. Oh, this needs to be in the minutes. Grant was received for $500,000 for the salt shed.
Did y'all, I guess we kind of knew that, but we got formalization, and we got the $500,000, so it needed to be signed off on.
So is that now goes into like a design phase and all that, as part of that, those monies to where it's gonna be and how it's gonna be constructed and, you know, protection for the watershed and all that?
There's a whole process on that that has to be followed. I think we'll probably end up, the first thing we'll do is we'll look into it, we'll end up, like we do with our other projects, is
Have a meeting.
we'll have a meeting, but we'll have to hire a project engineer. You know, we'll go out to bid just like the lab, when we do the sidewalks, the FEMA things. What was the latest thing? I guess it was the sidewalk was the last thing we did. But so yeah, we'll look into that and we'll get that started up as soon as possible, because that's probably a 2 or 3 year project that was minimum.
Yeah.
Because of where it is.
The state's involved with permits and
Yeah, it's gonna be a
big project.
cluster, or, you know, kind of just a mess and everything. And there'll be a lot of, yeah, there's gonna be a lot of neighbor participation as well.
Especially since we're gonna relocate the sand pit.
Yes. Hopefully we can find a place to put them.
And then the salt shed will go with the new relocation.
Right.
That would be, I think, everyone's best
Yes.
wish.
The last thing I have is, I sent you guys an email, the certificate of mileage that I had you guys, we had a skeleton meeting, that February meeting. Had you guys sign the form. I had a box checked and she informed me that I shouldn't have checked the box. So she just wanted to make sure that you guys were all aware of that. She's gonna white it out and it'll be resubmitted.
Okay.
That's all I have.
Because the mileage changed very minimally.
Yeah.
Right? And
And I didn't catch it.
What is it, just out of curiosity? What is the amount, just out of curiosity?
26 something, I think.
That's gonna change.
We have more class 4 and legal trail than we have maintained town roads.
48.727.
So over half of that, you guys aren't even doing anything on, so.
Tom, I think you're asking your farmhouse flowers for liquor license. They must have already had one before. Was that just a renewal?
Yeah, they have, in their permit, they have, I can't remember how many they get per year.
X amount of events.
Oh, but
Events per year. So typically it'll be in here and and we can discuss it. It was something they had coming up and it was can we have this event? If you don't sign, we can't have this event. So I was willing to sign that. And because if it was something that we each time decide on, or is this event good or is this event bad, that's not something I would be doing on my own. But this is just one of their usual events. So, yeah, thank you.
Person communications. Going first.
Well, I don't have any communications besides what Sasha's given us. But I guess I do have, Sasha have, so we went through the whole thing with the nonprofits. Have they been notified?
Not yet, I was waiting for this meeting.
Okay. And then they're gonna get,
You were waiting for what? Yeah.
For this meeting,
Oh,
because there's an amendment on the minutes. Mike caught.
oh, that's right. So after we approve those minutes, then we can do it, or? Yeah, okay, and then, okay, next, then what about the nonprofit thing from 2023?
That's my question. People's Health and Wellness didn't submit anything in 23, 24, no. What did I send you guys? It was 3 consecutive years that they hadn't said anything. Is that, should they be left on the ballot? Is that's something that I think should be discussed?
What?
Because they haven't asked for funds technically?
Yeah, I think that organization though, and you hear, I know, what the heck's his name? Van Dusen spoke on it and said very good things, and then a couple other people said it. And I used to go there, when I was in Vermont working, I would provide them with actually lots of drugs, pharmaceuticals. So I say that here. I'm not sure what's going on here. So it's a really good organization that has a ton of volunteers. I just don't think they're very, one hand doesn't know what's the other hand is doing. So I think they need the money. I think we should probably send them the money, but also either request a meeting or do something to make sure that they understand.
you can reach out to them.
Right, just say next year,
Right.
if you would like to receive funds, you need to submit whatever it is they need to submit. And then then if they submit it, then they go on the ballot, and if they don't, like, no, right? Because every other, right, everyone's got to submit their stuff to get on the ballot, correct?
No,
No, they don't.
no.
Once they've done it, once
Once they've done it.
their
Once they've
petition,
done it, they're on it.
it's kind of, unless they want to increase that.
Okay.
And then you've had,
So they just haven't reached out for their money, that's what it
Right.
is. Well,
so, they need, the current W-9 is what they need, right?
Current W-9 and current certificate of insurance.
So, again, I guess I don't understand the certificate of insurance, because they're not doing any work for us.
Showing that they're a legitimate organization and that they are covered by some insurance.
But why do we care if they're,
That's the Sherwin thing, I guess.
I mean,
To me,
I think it's some other people, I'm sorry.
yeah, no, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, to me, since they're not physically doing any work for us or on town land, I don't understand why we need their insurance, but Sherilyn said it was a requirement.
It's what I've always been trained to do, is to collect that.
Right, but is it a requirement? Because we got lost, and I'm not saying, but we got lost in the insurance discussion, because then Sherilyn, I think, was talking about that we needed to be additional insured. And I said, do we need to be additional insured or certificate of insurance, because they're different? And then, we never circled back with that.
I think that in that conversation, we have kind of mixed into, all right, people are doing, project floors or things here, or things in the town building or whatever, which we need certificates of insurance for those people, because,
Right.
we don't want to be out. But if we're just donating money to an organization,
I do the accounts payable, and in the the modules that we use, this box does pop up saying their certificate of insurance has expired. So I need to call them for that in order for me to,
Right, but it shouldn't be asking that question only on someone who's doing work for us, because it just doesn't,
So is it, yeah, it's like, I guess the question, is it a requirement of the module, of Sherilyn, or of some state or federal agency, or all three? Because if it's just the module, and we don't legally need it,
It's the module.
but would, like, but can you just say, we don't need it, or?
it goes deeper with the audits as well.
well, I think that's where you can just have our software, you know, modified or link in there, like, no, not required or something, right? Because I got some feedback from other towns, and they're like, we don't need certificate of insurance if they don't work it for us. So I know other towns feel that way. And I'm just trying to actually take work off you guys and also make it easier for this whole process to work, which is what we were asked by the townspeople to do.
I
So,
mean, I will say, this isn't, like, you know, anyone can get insurance. Like, they don't get your tax returns, right? You get an FEIN, and then you pay for insurance, and you've got it. So, I don't know.
and if they have, I think, a current W-9,
Showing your tax exempt.
that's
You don't even need a current W-9.
well, you need it.
You need a W-9 initially, and then you only need an updated W-9 if
But it,
there's a major change in the business,
right, but it,
That's what's in I've heard.
like a name or something like that.
but I think what I read is it's good, you don't need it every year. It needs to be, if it's changed, if an organization changes, they're supposed to let you know we've changed something. They don't have to, but, you know, it's not really on us if they don't let us know. It is advised that every 3 years you have another one, a current one, if you will, sent, but not every year. It's not a requirement. There's, you know, do all the Googles, the AIs you want, and not once does it come up as a requirement. It needs to be current, but it's not something that as a town that we need to be going off and chasing every year. It advises every 3 years, the research I did on it is every 3 years you should have them send in a fresh paper, so you know it's right.
That they're still doing it.
Right. So that's, and I think you had that information as well, right?
I would, yeah, and so we have the finance director from St. Albans who's coming in and will do, like, we're totally redoing our chart of accounts and a whole bunch of stuff, and she's helping with that. But, that was kind of the same thing. I wasn't there when she was actually there, but the first time, but they kind of do the same thing.
So I don't want to make any just hard decisions on that tonight, but I think we need to still keep that conversation going.
Yeah, well, but in the meeting notes from last meeting, we kind of have a process started or discussed, laid out as a.
But I did miss the part where I can take the warning and use it as an invoice. That's the part that needs to be amended, if
Okay.
that's what was discussed and
Okay.
agreed on.
Okay.
7:00, it's in the 7:00.
Yeah, before you, so then, but then, People's, whatever, nonprofit, so they haven't requested anything since 2023. So like, in, like, good faith, like from town meeting or whatever, do we say, we're gonna send them a letter or a red receipt email, just like everyone else, and say, FYI, the people of Moretown have spoken, and we owe you money from 23, 24, 25, and 26. If you want it, you need to give us these two things, and we'll send it to you by such and such a day. Right, because we made it retroactive.
So I go back as far as 23.
I think so, because if, so, you know, but based on what people said if we voted on it, we want them to get paid, so I think we say, So that one, like, you know, we say, yep, we owe you 4 years. If you want it, send us this stuff by this day. And if you don't get it to us by November 1st, then you're not gonna get your 4 years of payments.
Yeah, and going forward, please,
Right.
you know, communicate better with the town. I like the idea that after the town meeting, we.
Right, a little better.
Yeah,
And we're gonna let them know, so it's, at that point, I think we've done our,
yeah, it'll be a better team effort,
and
so to speak.
we'll continue the discussion of what we all think is, what we know is needed, what is required.
What's the,
And, you know, we'll work with Cheryl and Sean through both to make sure that, we want to make sure that our treasurer is happy about it too, but it's a fine line. We're trying to, you know, do a lot of different things, and make a lot of people happy, but I'm sure at the end of the day, we will, right, Patty?
I think it would be nice if like one of the, like, Vermont Clerks and Treasurers Association or VLCT did a training on, like,
That type of,
the 1099s, like that whole process, because I think it's a lot of towns
you're all over the place.
are all over the place in what they do, how they do it.
is that something that you would be willing and could request, and you could request it from this chair? So, you know, and plus with your experience, say, look, from my experience with,
Oh, I've already emailed Sarah and said, I think this would be a great opportunity for training if the committee has already done it. She's the head of the education committee for VMCTA. So I've already been like,
Alright,
oh,
so
that would be
you know
a great training for like everybody in general.
could you send me her information, and I would do the same? And I'll just request it from, you know, the Moretown Selectboard. We've had a lot of questions, things have come up over town meeting. Is there something that you could provide for training? We've heard from a number of our towns, and they would probably be interested to break something like that up. Yeah, you can give me her information, send her something.
Yeah, because they do, I mean, they do First Thursday trainings and,
Yeah, I see things come through a lot of times, you know, on the VLCT or.
yeah, this is completed, but they do First Thursday trainings and,
All right.
I mean, granted, it's at 4 o'clock, but they're all Zoom, so you can just sit there, but it's a good place to.
That's 4, right?
Huh?
No?
No, it's 4 o'clock. I'm not sure.
All right.
Tax payment came in the Dropbox.
Okay, so then we need, is there any other reports and communications? Besides approving amended select board meetings? Oh, yeah, Brownsville, yeah, sorry.
Oh, what were you?
Oh, no, I didn't know whether Mike.
Yeah, let's just pass it up.
No,
So I make a motion to approve the Moretown Select Board meeting minutes for Monday, March 16th, 2026 at 6 PM. On page 1, 2, page 3, like the 705 caption or bullet. Mike made the motion for nonprofits getting paid. If it passes, will be emailed or sent a letter with a checklist and deadline of, oh, it's above that. Essentially it's saying that, we just need to say that we can use the warning as an invoice and we don't need supplies with a separate invoice.
Second.
Any further discussion?
Yeah.
Oh, the only, on that item?
On this item, on this item.
Not here.
Okay, all in favor?
All right, hey, good job,
And
Mike.
now,
Picking that up and getting that.
then we approve the meeting notes in general now? or-
Oh, we did.
Yes,
So I thought it was just that one item.
No, he said with that amendment.
Well, can I just bring can we get just of the appointments, a separate sheet that's on it, you know, like that's what you've done in the past.
The
we just have-
organization stuff?
Yeah.
Just that?
You
Okay.
know, just in its own, not in the body of the meeting minutes, just so we can, I can just kind of refer to it. Yeah. Thank you.
Permission to speak on the minutes?
I guess so.
We should probably, Leslie Solar removed, John Hood removed from Financial Review Committee.
Well, in spirit, he's always.
He was in the minutes. Are you looking at actual?
I'm looking at the minutes.
It's right here, Sasha.
Yeah.
It's Jason, John, Linda, and Cheryl.
I just happened to see when I was just scrolling through it, taking a look.
Salute, John. All right.
Oh, yeah, yeah, I'm still there.
Chop, chop, John. Done.
Oh, no, you ready for me?
Well, Sasha's regarding Kelly's. Yes.
Well,
Blow me down.
well, we have this, do we want to do anything with this? The class 4 road, class 4B road and the Brown family? I don't think, was that decided on? Was that, have we? I mean,
wasn't.
now I have a copy of this, so, which I haven't read yet, but, you know, I know this goes back 6 or 7 weeks now. But, so is it?
I don't think it was really that. I think we discussed it that night with
Well, I think we discussed it that our class 4 road policy that's been updated, you know, in 2000s or whatever it was, you know, would override this, or I don't know. I mean,
Like, do we need to issue a formal response?
I guess I was thinking of something else.
Yeah, I mean, I just.
So yeah, why don't we put that on the agenda for next time?
Okay.
So for discussion of it.
Okay.
And that way it's on the agenda and that we've discussed, and if there's any action that has to be, it can be done.
Okay. Are we gonna be talking anything about the agreement with Piazza, and do we have to go into executive session for that? Ron sent a new agreement, and said we left the Charlie thing, and the other guy, and.
Yeah, we can discuss that, I mean, here, I mean, you've seen everything there. So Ron called me last week, they had been in court. They went into court because they wanted to put basically a lien on something to make sure that, as these properties are being sold off, wanted to make sure there's money in what's going on with this one property that we have here. So he and his partner went, they were working on that. So the agreement, basically is the agreement that we had. I did ask him to change, we have that $75,000 penalty in there. So I asked them to increase it to $125,000, and they agreed to that. Other than that, the dates need to be changed, but they're supposed to be contacting us. In fact, I thought
April 9th, I saw something.
Yeah, I thought I'd come in today and have some correspondence, but Charlie, and he wants to do it, Ron said, by video, which is fine with me, I don't care. But wants to get approval for the contractors and wants to just move forward with getting that place taken care of.
Well, then I also saw in that correspondence that they're considering maybe to try to sell it.
That was, I think, one of the things that was to get them out of it, but we're not going to agree to that. We just fixed the goddamn place, right? At this point.
Yeah.
You know, we've been fooling around with it for a long time, and too long in the courts. Ron said finally the courts are now a little bit annoyed with themselves with the pushback that we were getting and the non-action. So, you know, whatever that means, I don't know, but he said, you know, if we get the sign back to him, then they should have it.
I think you've answered this before, but I don't know, and maybe you just, but it's not part of that raising the amount of the fee.
Right.
To the town. That's to help also cover the legal fees. Because, I mean, that's a big number.
Yeah.
From what I understand.
There's certain parameters on that money, and we have talked to where it can go or how it can be worked. I can't, I'll have to ask that question again.
I mean, because I saw Ron and I asked him roughly, and it's a big number.
Yeah. No, I think, and I'm talking about how the town has to come out whole on this.
What?
The town has to come out whole on this thing.
Right, exactly. That might have a lot of time.
Right, I'm trying to
At least,
pull around with it.
but at least the legal fees covered.
Yeah. No, and it almost kind of brings back, we tried to put that in the contract or in that, and we couldn't. In fact, I know we asked that question. But with that money, it's good. I'll get some clarity on that.
And the state fine that's still going on, the $500 a day, that just, where does the state takes that? It
Yes.
just goes away? What happens to that?
It doesn't
It's
go
been
away.
2 years. And it's, you
But
know,
are they actually collecting
did
it?
they
or-
sign off on it? Did they just,
That part I didn't pay any attention.
yeah, I just wonder what happens to that? Did they just?
I think that's one of those things that's covered with that if you don't.
So then if we finally do something that goes away,
I don't know that answer. Doesn't seem.
bizarre is what it seems.
I mean, the whole thing has been.
Yeah, well, I understand. And there's no scenario where, I don't know if they sold the Hurdle Road piece yet, but getting that access up to Pony Farm, there's no scenario.
No, I-
That you know.
No. Has that property been sold?
Not yet.
But the one down here on the.
The one down by
The
100
corner
feet.
that, where they're doing work has, the one off Wade Road and the one off at Hennessy. So he's got 3 that I've sold.
The Hurdle Road one would be tough because the septic, and there's a lot of problems with that site.
The water and the septic bowl.
Yeah, both.
Issues.
I don't know if it's too late, but it would be an interesting scenario if we could gain that access, you know. As far as something that would be good for
Well, we have,
for all the
we
people in
have,
the town. We have
we
to
have
talk to
them,
them.
him on the, because they're already behind, all right?
April 9th is here.
Right. So we have,
Okay, well, I was just,
I wish
I wish it wasn't.
we had a bigger hammer or something, but unfortunately we don't.
We got what we got.
Yeah.
Just a quick, kind of a quickie of this, because I had some folks from town call me the other day. So the Charles O. Davis Fund changed, it changed quite a bit from how it's always been reported in the past. And maybe it's just something for us to, ask Sherilyn or, this is how it's always been in years prior. And now this only just says, it shows a little bit of the financials of what we donated, but it doesn't show the whole balance of the account. And, so I don't, I'm just pointing it out.
Yeah.
We don't, we can just make a note of it and, like we said, we have some things that we're gonna carry forward. And, let's see Sherilyn, I can ask her,
So here, we're not seeing.
we're just seeing what was done.
Right. So if you go to,
Yeah, I was just, the person who called me was just confused because they're so used to seeing it reported that way, and then I looked it up and I went,
just so that we can, if someone asks that question again,
Yeah,
and they
sure.
don't know, it should be here. Oh, where could that be? Sasha, isn't that reported in these other assets
I
here?
think so.
they were wondering why it changed, that they couldn't see it, that quick, like.
So we asked Cheryl on that, but there should be. I thought we've always seen it in other funds. No, I do not, but I think that's a good question though. Can we see your old book?
They all look this stuff, right?
Yeah, I just want to see if it was in. Sorry,
No, it's fine, I'll try to cut back on the list of shit.
no, it's good that you're done, it's the stuff we need to know about, and it's good that, I know it's kind of need to keep us. Yeah, I guess I hadn't been in there, but yeah, it should be, certainly the total should be.
That's sort of like,
Yeah.
it was actually low in me. see that, you know, she's checking.
Checking out?
Yeah, I mean, she's
How are
great.
they doing, by the way?
Good, they're doing okay.
Cheers.
I was supposed to have coffee with them last week or something, but they had to cancel, something happened with this stove or something.
Couldn't cook the coffee.
I don't know. We were
Could
working.
make donuts for you, Don?
No, she's in that scone there.
Oh,
She's good, yeah. The Conservation Commission, that's something that, because we got a letter from, I don't know if it was Hito Coleman, or we got an email. Is that something we want to think of this year, to see if we want to join with have something like that? Because that would also be something that would help deal with knotweed and stuff like
Right.
that, so.
Didn't Clark, bring
Yeah,
that?
that's when, Clark brought that up as well, so. Just we'll keep it on the
Do we
radar.
want to, I mean, so let's give it a minute. Is this something we
I think it's that email that I left you there that Don keeps bringing up that we
okay. Yeah, so I have not read this. So yeah, so maybe I'll take some time and
Yeah,
all the state will read this is something.
yeah, maybe you could just resend it to everybody, just to, if it's lost in the water. So, I'll just jump up and down. So is the new screen, and I mean, I know that we were thinking that we might have to caress the owl, because we had an owl around it the last time or something. But do we have the new screen, and, you know, kind of a bigger screen
I did
kind
find
of idea? Are we all happy
I
with this?
found
or-
one on Amazon for the TV part was actually less than $300 and it was bigger than this, and then the holder thing to put it on the wall was like $50. So less than 500, we could have a bigger setup, if that's what you guys want.
Yeah, for our next meeting, why don't you bring that information in? So we can do that. Please.
So the sidewalk here is moving forward, right? We got the grant, correct?
Yeah.
Do we know, is that include the crosswalks, or is it not crosswalk, we have one, you know, yeah, the crosswalks. I mean, you know, I don't know, or do we, I guess it's really a question for Cheryl Lynn, or just something for us all to think about that. And will the crosswalk, the one that's gonna be at the post office, if it's not in the sidewalk project, there's supposed to be there one, eventually it should be maybe one that has a flasher to it or something.
If there's any sidewalk, I mean, it was designed.
It was in the design,
Yeah, it was
yeah,
in the design, and it's.
because they have to do something there with the
Right.
handicap access, and, you know, as it comes across to the post office and
Yep.
and the Reagan's house there, where the land is. Is it the Reagan, not Reagan's,
Westerners.
Westerns.
yeah, no, on the post office side. Who lives to the right of the post office?
Catherine,
What?
Athens.
Catherine's.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say, yeah.
So you're saying, you're asking, do we get a sign there, or?
No, yeah, I just was, you know, sort of putting it on the radar. I haven't seen what the final, what's going on.
So I want to do it work twice.
You know, so again, I can reach out to Cheryl Lynn, I just didn't know, you know. And I know that we have to also deal with our radar signs, because those are, this one down here doesn't work, and I know Cheryl Lynn has that on the list to see if we can get a grant. I have been talking to safety, whatever that company's called, but
Yeah, did we talk
well,
about that?
he was, to fix it, what he hopes could do to fix it could cost more than whatever it might be to replace it.
Right, so I thought we made a decision to go ahead and replace those.
No, I thought we were waiting, I don't
I
think we
think you guys
did.
decided on it, and she had grant, but the grant didn't cover, it wasn't gonna be able to cover that. That's what I heard happen.
Yeah, so
All right, so
we
let's-
should just recheck.
Yeah, so check that with her and see where that is. because-
Okay. Green update, Mike DeMosis called me just before the meeting, and I'm glad Stefan's here because he can tell him it's okay. There's some tires, about 10 tires in a pile on Route 2 somewhere. Mike will call you guys to tell you. And there's 3 or 4 or 5 tires on River Road that he wanted to know if the town would pick up.
Sure.
So I said,
Do that at some
you know,
point.
If he makes it, clear, so we're.
No, he started trying to tell me, I said, Mike, please, can you just call the town garage and tell them?
I would imagine that the select board so chooses we can do that.
Please do.
Well, you do, I said, Mike, they do take, you know, we're able to bring the green up trash there to the town dumpster a lot, not all of it, but we take a bit of it there, so.
That's where the tires will go until green up.
What?
That's where the tires will go until
Yeah.
green up, because then we can get rid of them for
Yeah.
no cost. Is my understanding.
Something that, you know, this is a new year, right, 2026, right?
It sure is.
So to speak, you know, new, everybody's terms and all that. I wonder if we can, not tonight, but maybe something we should think about is short-term rentals. And if there's any way that people who do short-term rentals in Moretown, not only to make sure that they're safe and meet code and everything, but maybe contributed to our tax base, you know? But with some kind of, you know, I mean, we don't have any really businesses that do like some of these other towns with local option tax, you know? We don't have a lot of businesses just like that. But I mean, the short-term rentals, I mean, and I nothing against it, but it could be a little help for the town. After all, we take care of the roads and we take care of this, and, you know, it's not like, you know, so people are benefiting from it, and it would be nice if they could help contribute back into the system, you know? So, just something to think about.
So we can certainly put that on the agenda. Will you come with some idea? I mean, what do we?
I don't really know a lot about it. I'm just something that occurred to me, you know, and especially when I've been reading the Valley Reporter about all, you know, some of the other towns, or, you know, in Montpelier and Northfield towns. That
Sure.
are, you know,
So Sasha, maybe that's,
Carol might be a good resource because she does minutes from other valley towns. And I think Warren has something in place that they do.
could you kind of oversee it and use Carol as one of your resources? But just check around and see, not just in this valley town, but maybe, you know, around even, you know, in the Stowe, Morrisville area. What do they do? Because they get a lot of, in Waterbury, we get,
I think most of those towns
are they?
I think they're requiring people to register with a fee, and I think that's what Warren did, and then, but the fee is just covering the software to track it. So it's not any, besides like the taxable amount on the unit, there's no other, I don't know if you're nodding your head, Sam, so
Yeah,
like,
Stowe just put something in place, and I don't know if it passed or not, but they were trying to get it so that if you were registered as a short-term rental that wasn't grandfathered into a sale, it's currently grandfathered into a sale, but they're trying to remove that, so to get housing back onto the market and stop it being locked up as short-term rentals forever. I don't know if that went through or not. So this is part of the discussion there.
so then like if you bought the house, you'd have to apply.
You have to reapply.
Yeah, gotcha. But then that's like but I think Warren's was really just to track it, right? It was like $200.
Yeah, there's a fee.
Right, it was the fee, but the fee was just to cover the software.
Yeah, I think it was like $14,000 or something like that.
Yeah, I can't remember, yeah, I don't know,
My
but
dad
yeah.
was talking about it, because they
Okay.
live right in the village.
Okay,
So they're probably using that fee to pay for the software and information that they're going to go back and use.
right, I think it was like to pay for maybe like the software and then the personnel time to
Figure out what to do.
figure it out, you know, whatever.
There are models throughout the country of how people are raising revenue off of short-term rentals. They can dig out some stuff if people are interested. I'm sure we could have somebody,
Yeah, it's just
there's
a
some white papers out there that we
Yeah.
can do.
If you have a chance, if you want to take a look at that. Goes to the county.
With that, something that a lot of places are starting to look into is with the short-term rentals, having the Knox box set up for the fire department, because there's not always people there or things like that, so we have access to these buildings, because a lot of times now they're good at putting in fire alarm systems. I think that now is a good time, you know, do an ordinance, that if you have an automated fire alarm system, you're gonna have a lockbox so the fire department can get in if you're not there. Because we run into that a couple times last year where we had trouble getting a hold of the homeowners and their alarm was going off, but we didn't have access to the building. Maybe might be upset if I break the door down, it's nothing. So just something that would be a great
Yeah,
to have.
Add to the list, right, if you're with rentals or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Just a way to help incorporate that in.
To the safety item, yeah. Besides, that we have some old, some stuff, old business stuff here on our ongoing discussion stuff, which is the one conversation at the town garage. I'm working to gear up the, what I talked about before, where we put some money in the budget for the facilities. I'm trying to gear that back up. Jim O'Neill's still gonna help me, and actually, after pre-town meeting, I think I mentioned to you that Joe Gabrielli would help as well, so, thank you. And so with that undertaking, I don't know if it's not gonna happen this year, or when, if it's something, and I'm putting some feelers out. I talked to the town administrator in Waitsfield, York, Karen, who gave me some suggestions, and now I saw her the other day, she's gonna do some research as well. But, I wonder at some point if the town will need a town administrator, either part-time, I don't know in what capacity, and where it would fund it, but, I'm sure whatever what I hear from what York does for Waitsfield, which is a different town for sure, they have a lot of omelets in that town for sure, the way he was describing it to me the other day. But, he does everything, he does facilities to grants to working with the road department to, stuff like that. It might be a little more than just, the clerk, the town clerk and treasurer who, will tell us that she's overwhelmed sometimes with grants and the FEMA stuff, and he's working on it. I'm just saying, something to think about,
I fully agree with you. I think when you look at this, we're running now a couple $1 million business at least here. We talk about our budget and then our assets and what's going on, and with all the regulations and everything that's around, it's becoming more than a volunteer board running it. I think we all do the best we can, and I think there's a lot of talent that comes to these boards. Everyone around here is smart, wide, and talent into it. But we're not town administrators, or we don't have the time. I mean, each one of us could probably be the town administrator, but we don't have the time to do it. And to be fair to our employees, really, because, Sasha, even the road, they don't get great feedback from us. We tell them to do a good job. And once in a while we say, do this is a little different than that, but they don't have constant good feedback. So yes, I think there's, budgets need to be watched over more, probably more so that, at the end of the year, while we're running together in, if we had an administrator, that was his job, it would be done. And
Would be ready for that, you say?
Right, or those things. So I do think there's some value in that, and then within the next 5 to 10 years.
I've heard, I've heard people in adjacent towns say it is impressive that Moretown doesn't have a town administrator.
So maybe we pay ourselves more.
No, but this was from a select board member in an adjacent town, and he was like, yeah, that's impressive that Moretown doesn't have. Right, so, but I'm not saying it's not a necessary thing, but it was a compliment essentially.
Oh, absolutely.
So.
But I think there's value to what Don says, and that there needs to be, a plan that within 5 to 10 years that
Or something, yeah.
we're looking out for something like that, or
Maybe even less than that. I mean, just in the facilities, sure, I'm taking it on as a volunteer, and Jim and so it will be Joe, but that's a job in itself. I mean, I could turn around and say, we need to hire a contractor and let him just go figure out all the buildings and tell you how much it is and give you a bill,
Right. No,
once a bill once a month, you know? And, you know, and then you don't have buildings that have become, they're behind right now in their maintenance. So that's, will be one of the jobs of a town administrator, will be watching the buildings. So my last but not least, speaking of buildings, this will be my last thing so you guys can tell me to go home. The town hall, okay? So we all know, you know, where we've been since 2019, you know, was when we let the library moved in, and then COVID 2020, the library got to stay there, you know, I won't rehash the whole history, but here we are in 2026, and with the select board's approvals, we used our ARPA funds, and then we had a capital campaign, and we did a final construction drawings that are right here, I brought them back. So we're at a crossroads right now, okay, so, and there's a no do nothing scenario, that just can't happen. The building needs repairs and upgrades and accessibility needs to be dealt with. So what I'd like to propose is for the next steps is that the select board, we think about this for the next 2 weeks, and we come back on 4/20, which is a kind of a very interesting date in the rules of America right
It's
now.
Winston's
What?
birthday.
What?
It's Winston's birthday.
Yeah, that's why I was saying 4/20.
We had a rain celebrator.
And we make a decision about how we're going forward on the revitalization project. So one of those ways to go forward is, do we take a bond and get a bond? And have it be part of the vote in November. So it could be potentially a project that we do in 2027. Now, we just submitted for a grant for $397,000. And the capital campaign, which we were successful raising money to do the construction documents to finish those, we raised about $80,000, so we still have a little bit of a balance there. But it's on hold right now because we don't have anything to really to approach people about until we know where we're going. So I'd like to suggest that one, we could ask our treasurer, before town meeting, Sherilyn ran some quick numbers, but if she could run some numbers of what it would mean to the municipal tax rate, you know, of if we borrowed $1.5 million, you know, and I know there's a lot of stuff on the table, schools and FEMAs and all that, but, so we could see what that is. And then what the timing is for a November vote, you know, to put it out there, because we do have a mailer that got approved to do a mailer, and in that mailer we could put the information about what the bond is, what the bond would cost, what the project's all about, and, you know, as an educational piece that we would send people. So that's what I would like people to think about, and we could have it on the agenda for next 4/20, or if we need a little bit more time, I don't know what that schedule is to meet the November requirement, if we do decide to get a bond and have it voted on, you know, when the different things have to kick in.
Yeah, plenty of time.
Okay.
Because it's like 30 days, you have to warn it, it's.
Okay, yeah. So I'll just leave you with one other thought, and then I'll go home. Just in April, okay, at the town hall, just for so far, we had an amazing bingo. 90 people showed up.
I heard, I saw a picture.
And we had a lot of our local, what?
What's the fire capacity of that building?
I think it's 100 on the top floor.
Oh, okay.
But we had local businesses all donated for prizes. You know, there were some great prizes. The local gave a prize, you know. Thank you, Sam. Well, we've already thanked. But anyway, so there was bingo, and then there's been this beer haiku challenge. There's
The bear?
beer haikus, writing haikus about beers, not beers to drink. That's it's my accent. I can't help it.
I was thinking.
My wife said the same.
I'm liking this project even more.
Yeah, my wife said the same thing. You can't say that word, you know, but, you know. you know, there's pet portraits coming up, there's family yoga, after school craft program, there's gonna be a talk at the end of the month about, let's talk about death, you know, so people who wanted to go. There's the book club, there's karate, there's weekly preschool programs, there's story time, that's just in April. So it's really, the town hall is being utilized a lot, and that's my piece for now, and we'll talk about it again on the 20th, but can you ask Sherilyn about?
I will do that.
Great, thank you.
To-do list.
And that's it for now. Yeah, yeah, not too bad. You know, I had a couple of them.
Bring up some good things.
Some fun stuff.
You know, I think most of the stuff that I have, we've talked about, because we did the liquor permit on stuff, yes, I guess I don't really have anything. Oh, actually, I guess an email. So, what I'd like to actually get from everyone, and Don, kind of get yours tonight, is what everyone would like to work on, or is there a project or things that you would like to address this as a board? So, you know what? And it can be anything, you know. If you can send me an email so we can start planning, I'll put this on the agenda for this month. So come in with, you know, what you want to do, or share with me, and we'll work on this together to put this together for the board. So, and you know, Mike, I know I think it was you in the past we were discussing funds, like, and putting together
Yeah.
you know, like $100,000 fund for purchases and, you know, those type of things. So,
Right, yeah, I was gonna bring it up tonight, actually, yeah, but yes, that's something.
so that's, you know, if you could put that out, that's something that we should work on. So we can get some of those ideas so that we can put those together, and, you know, it should be all what other people want or what I want, you know, I want to make sure everyone's thoughts, you know, and what the projects they have or are thinking about. And so we can get those. And then I will also work on a schedule for actually towards the end of the year, I'm gonna work backwards so that we can make sure that we're meeting those deadlines that we want to, that we've been pushing out, not, or didn't meet, or with the new header say day was new, so to accommodate that, I'll start putting a schedule together so that we can plan on having the budget done by the end.
Yeah, committees do it.
Right, committees do their thing, so we can start being better communication out to those people and committees and the garage and such, all right, we need to do a little better, and that, you know, comes back on me to make sure that we're doing that also. I'll do that part to get that clear up as well.
Sounds good.
All right?
Well, since Stefan's here,
I'm trying to figure out,
Lynch Hill,
yes,
the top, like the straightaway road when you come up the hill,
yeah,
there's some really nice warbles.
sounds like a class 4B problem.
Sounds like a grant work problem to me. And also, I know you guys have closed that in the past.
Yes, we have in the past. Usually we've been asked by the select board to put out the signs because it basically tells people to stay off it because of you.
If you want.
Yeah, I think we need to. There's been, I know Ray normally did this.
Yes.
Normally Ray's the.
Absolutely. We still own the signs, we just wait for to do something with them.
And now it's, I think, especially this year, it's gonna be my thing. There's been a lot of traffic up there. There's been a lot of people thinking that our upper field is a place to blow donuts. So,
But yes, I will relay that tomorrow, but I can't see an issue with getting those out.
and I'm sure with the amount of traffic, if I'm not saying anything, I'm sure Deb on the other side, I'm honestly surprised she hasn't said anything. With the amount of traffic, I don't know, maybe she's not seeing it as much, but there's definitely been, the traffic is starting to pick up, and given that that section of road really has some nice frost heaves in it, and that was all grant work. It would be good to protect as much as we can,
Absolutely.
so. I'm gonna slow some of it down. That's it.
Maybe.
Yes. And people should realize that when they go up that road, the first 3 properties on that road have cameras. So,
Everybody sees everything.
and so we see everything all the way up to the
So
top.
tell me, how has the mud season been this year?
So we talked to the very, I don't know if you call it lucky or just how it played out. There's still certainly spots where the frost is still pretty deep in there.
Yeah.
But it's been very
Pretty mild.
It's
managed.
been,
Yeah, I just haven't had, I usually get, I don't want to really complain, but people just call to let me know that it's muddy out there.
Yeah,
Which I do.
absolutely. So it's been wild,
Yeah.
weird.
you know, on the river for me usually.
We're not, we try our best to read mud, but it's such an odd thing. This year, we all thought with how cold it's been for how long and how deep the frost is, that it was gonna be, more traditional cold, more traditional mud season is kind of where our thought went. What might have saved us though is how dry last summer was. There's certainly, it's not gone yet, there's still spots that haven't
Yeah.
shown their ugly face yet. But we have considered ourselves very fortunate thus far.
It also hasn't
Yeah,
warmed
there's-
up super fast either.
Right, that's what we've had the.
There's so
warm,
many
slow-
theories. It's like, I love it that you have this conversation with so many people about mud season. It's like,
Well, I question for the pile of stone that we still have.
yeah.
I
Yes,
just kind of monitor that as
if it disappears, you know, it's pretty bad.
right, and it just doesn't seem like it's going anywhere. So
No,
it's just-
we put it out here and there, just kind of firming things up preemptively before they get, trashed.
Yeah.
And overall, people have been pretty decent this year.
Well, Donnie came off the roads with his talks, keep people off the roads.
Hey, one
Yeah.
last
I think
car.
that's probably what it is, Don.
Yeah.
Well, that's another thing too, circling back to your Airbnb conversation. We have people that go up these dirt roads in mud season with their, very low front-wheel drive car with summer tires on it. And they call us complaining that they can't get where they're going.
Yeah, well,
It's not our fault that the person who owns the place didn't disclose that.
Yeah, right, that's true.
that's all good, right? But it's killing me.
I think it's always funny when you talk to someone who doesn't know anything about mud season, and they just,
Oh,
it's like, what? Mud season? What are you talking about?
The season where you find out how good your cars are getting.
It's just like,
people were amazed by it. I met a woman this weekend that she was up actually in the valley last year, and the first time she'd ever seen dirt roads, period.
oh gosh.
And then they were like, how do you guys travel on those?
Faster than
Not well sometimes.
I'll never come back.
Yeah.
I haven't been talking for a while. I was like,
I see you guys took a play out of Tim's playbook today.
You mean taking it and carrying it and grading?
No. Grading to the bottom of Jonesbrook and not finishing it all the way up.
Yes. So we did River Road because how bad it was, and we ran out of time because it's slow going, and we did not go up there, that is correct.
River Road is fabulous, I was just giving you a hard time.
Fair. It's, we're trying to do some grading on the heaviest of potholes without breaking open and
breaking the rest of the road.
Yeah, so it's been kind of a hit or miss days, kind of trying different products and different things out, so.
Okay.
It's also cracking pretty good by Jim's, so.
It is cracking up there. There's a few spots in town that are cracking that
Yeah.
people look after, but when they do call, know that we are,
All right.
going to load it a little bit here.
Sam, what do you got for us?
Just one thing quickly, the Happy Day Day, the school board has requested that they have a presence at that next year, so that they can answer questions about school
Oh,
budget.
great, that's a good idea.
I told, I ran into Chris Bosch.
Chris Butch.
Is it Butch? Is that how he said it?
He's on that.
Yeah.
that
I
group.
ran into him this morning, and mentioned that to him too, so he's aware.
All right, Kelly, we're gonna finish up here.
Okay, so we approved minutes, any old business?
Got most of that through. We have just the things Friday morning, so everyone look out for an invite for Friday morning. Sasha, you need to make sure that you
We'll come down here.
put a warning across the that.
Who's bringing your coffee? No, that's kidding.
No, I don't think, I hope there's no new business.
I'll bring my
All right.
What are you bringing?
coffee.
Oh, I thought you were bringing your bong. I was like, well, early for that.
I said, no, I didn't say that.
You're doing something about
Four
it?
twenties in your head.
Yes. All right, folks. Did you guys, you two need to sign that.
Yes.
That's. No, check that. Time on that. Let's go back to you.
I do think the road crew gets credit too for like the timing of the gradings this year.
It's called scheduled luck. We're gonna call that scheduled luck. It's a very hard decision because sometimes the weather forecast is right, but most times it's not. So if it's gonna rain, maybe we should go out. But once we do River Road, it always rains when we do River Road.
I was like, I was like, Tinder Junction Road, and it was gonna rain the next day, and that is actually, given how Junction
You
was.
have checked on it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was worried.
Look in there.
And a little bit of material, just a few
You shouldn't
spots.
need to until it gets up out of there.
Literally just kind of, and it seems like it's gonna be in a
See, here's some difference.
great place.
Yeah.
I would try that one.
I think you live on River Road, sir?
I'm on the common road. It was like every time it seemed like it was about to get real bad, the grader came through and then it firmed up the next one, so.
Yeah,
It's been great. Wrapping up here too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of great.
I mean, that's a cheap rate.
Size just the front of this. What about all these words back there?
So we get Berlin grades.
No, I-
Yeah, go ahead. You don't know those are any but just see.
Never Berlin
No,
Berlin.
this is the way I just happened. No, I don't know, I always sign the front page.
You know, just like through the invoices and just.
And what, who signs the back pages, you?
You can if you like.
No, I don't know.
I'll sign it.
No, I mean, we can, I was just curious.
Just make sure you take a look at it.
Yeah.
You know, the checks usually, I don't remember not having a line up, but just it's good to make sure that it's.
It's a fiend.
How about the open roads?
Oh, shucks. Yeah. Well, it's that would take-
This is a pretty, yeah, still.
Yeah, some of them I say chair on, I'll do them, but actually.
This is,
Construction bars.
One of them has John here, John Munson, and Camp Precast, Spell Events.
that's Sunbelt,
Consolidated.
First Brothers, Christian.
So how many overall permits do we usually get in a year?
Maybe 60.
Is it that many? Stefan, you guys check them out once in a while as far as the race and trust.
We usually just contact them.
That's right, we can get it.
But I think that it might do us well that all of us have a copy of it. So it's one, they are, that way we'll kind of just quickly be like, they don't belong here, or whatever the situation might be, and then we can figure out the information and stuff.
That's a good idea to send them out.
Martin should approve them as well. So he should, in case he's got any problems, he can say, you know, hey,
Yeah.
this one is not,
Or it hasn't conformed.
because of the long one.
Generally, 99% of the time, things are great. It's that 1% that.
Yeah, well, there's always,
A jackrabbit.
yeah. And sometimes it's ignorance, but most all businesses know they need to.
Just while we're signing these, this is just, I have a quick little question. So, you know what I was wondering is that, because I always was wondering why some towns have their meetings on Tuesdays. So, is that because, I just noticed, especially with this one, we had our meeting on March 16th. And we didn't see the meeting again for, you know, for 3 weeks. We had our holiday. We had a 5-week Monday. A 5-month Monday.
Yeah, there's 2 of them this year.
So,
It's fine.
but I'm wondering, is that why towns do them on Tuesdays? Because then they don't run into the holiday thing and the 5 Monday months? I was just curious, you know.
I have no idea. And I couldn't tell you why. I mean, when you were on board way before I was, and it was always Mondays, right?
Yeah.
And it's always been Mondays.
So but I was just wondering, is that why towns are making them on Tuesday, so they don't run into that Monday, you know, well, Sam can know about it, obviously, you know.
That Sam was gonna be here last week.
Actually, yeah, I went into your wife, I would have been there.
I'm just curious, I don't know, I wonder, you know, where that comes from, or how that, you know, if that's why towns changed to Tuesday, so they don't run into that
Some guy up, what's the road over there, people do barn sales on Freeman Hill, that guy made them.
Monday. Oh,
It's not expensive. He's still selling them all. He turned the wood into like little kits, I guess. And then he said he was done with it, so he's selling them, so. You buy the insert, and the kids steal them. Yeah, kind of cool.
yeah.
I don't know, we mixed it and maybe,
I don't know, maybe VLCT would have it, I don't know, I was just wondering, you know, would that make sense? And then you wouldn't have run into the Monday as a holiday, then you meet Tuesday anyways.
right.
Which makes it hard for.
But I mean, are there might be, are there 5 Tuesday months? I don't know, I was just curious, and all of a sudden I noticed some towns meet on Tuesdays, like, you know, Waitsfield and Warren, for instance, you know.
Berlin just changed.
What?
So they're not the first and third anymore, they're the second and fourth Monday. Still Monday, but they
Yeah.
switched from the first and third to the second and fourth.
Oh, in the next, we have.
Does that help them with the 5 Monday month? Is that why they did that or something?
No, it was just because of people's availability. And that could be it, that they're just, people are thinking Tuesday's a better day, so
I
they.
don't know.
I mean, just a straw poll here, does it make a difference with any of us on Mondays or Tuesdays?
I don't think so.
I mean,
Sam?
I have to admit,
Tuesdays would be better, but I've made Mondays work already, so it's
Yeah.
fine.
I mean, I admit when last Monday came around, it was like Yahoo, I had a week off. Yeah.
You described it as like vacation.
Yeah. No, why?
Why you trying to take vacation,
It was
right?
like a vacation, but yeah, we had things that we probably need to do, you know?
Well, you know what, we make that, I think 2 weeks ago, we made that decision to meet on Monday, so we have about a year, so don't want you to do some
Okay.
research. Think about it, no, really,
No,
I mean,
I
it's
know.
something that makes business sense. The only thing that would throw off is we had people meeting here on Tuesdays, so
Yeah.
I think the rec committee meets on Tuesdays here, or one Tuesday, and
I think they do Mondays on the opposite, Mondays you guys meet.
do they all there? I should know that, but we didn't get started. I know she's going.
Yeah.
All right, move to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Stefan.
Recording stopped.
Callie, thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everybody.